Takbir. Allah.
Allah is great. What did the pilgrims witness at the Kaaba during Umrah today? An angel or something else? Peace be upon you, viewers. This incident that occurred in the Kaaba has left everyone astonished. During Umrah, was it the descent of an angel from the sky, a sign of the Day of Judgment, or divine goodness? Friends, the appearance of an angel near the Kaaba in various forms has raised questions. Such reports from the Kaaba are making people wonder about these occurrences repeatedly. But upon learning today's reality, you might not believe that the creature seen in the sky was no ordinary one. It was a being with a special message. It gave such a signal that people were left in shock. Before we begin this story, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and click the bell icon to receive our latest videos. On our latest video, let's aim to hit a target of 4,000 likes on this video. Your support helps us to bring more in-depth content on these vital subjects. Let's now move into the main topic. So, viewers, at that moment, there were many visitors at the Kaaba performing Umrah, including a young man named Muhammad Akib, with whom this incident took place. He had come to perform Umrah 3 times in his life. This time, when he came to perform Umrah at the Kaaba, a miracle happened. One he could never have imagined. After completing the tawaf, he was standing in front of the Kaaba, waiting for his prayers to be accepted. He was crying out to God, pleading repeatedly for the honor of visiting the holy Kaaba again. As he was immersed in prayer, he smelled an incredibly fragrant scent nearby. When he inhaled this scent, it felt as if his prayers had been answered with a divine Ameen. The fragrance was so close that he could feel it deeply. As he lifted his hands from his face and looked to his right, a man passed by, walking toward the Kaaba. Akib gazed at him intently, struck by his captivating personality. This man kissed the cover of the Kaaba and began to pray silently, as dark clouds began to gather over the Kaaba. These clouds, as black as shadows, formed directly above the Kaaba. Suddenly, a luminous figure appeared within them, so radiant that it illuminated the ground like the sun, despite the clouds covering it. Many people witnessed this miracle, and everyone was astounded. No one knew what kind of being this was, an angel, a jinn, or a sign of the Day of Judgment, because only God could allow such brightness besides the sun. People chanted Allah Akbar, and some said Astaghfirullah. Akib too was terrified and glanced back toward the Kaaba, but was drawn to the calm face of an elderly man. His face was so serene, as if none of this affected him. He wasn't frightened at all. He smiled while looking at the sky and kissed the Kaaba's cover. He must have been a saint or a blessed man, as everyone else watched the heavenly figure, while this man was watching the elder who kissed the Kaaba's cover. Akib continued to watch the elder, who then wiped a tear and approached him, saying, "Muhammad Akib, I am delighted to meet you. May God's blessings be upon you." Akib was stunned when the elder said his name. This must have been a great personality with God's gifts, otherwise how could he know his name? When Akib, bewildered, asked, "How do you know my name when I don't know you at all?" The elder replied gently, "I know your father's name, and even your grandfather and great-grandfather's names. I know what thoughts are in your heart." Akib was in awe, beads of sweat appearing on his face. As the elder continued, "I will wait for you at a specific place this evening. Make sure to come," and then he left. Akib, deep in thought about the elder, reached the designated place later, where he found him waiting alone. The elder warmly embraced him, as if reuniting with a loved one. Akib, still puzzled, was eager to ask about the elder's identity, who assured him, "I'm here to answer your questions and to thank you." "Thank me?" Akib asked, surprised. The elder smiled and replied, "But first, listen to my story. 10 years ago I was nothing like this. I was a grave sinner, never even prayed. I was a bandit, robbing and stealing. But one day, my life began to change as I grew disgusted with my actions, and soon I found myself crying, asking God for forgiveness. I devoted myself to worship and gained spiritual insight. I turned from coal to pure gold. Overjoyed by God's forgiveness, I prayed constantly, and then God blessed me with gifts. I began receiving revelations in my dreams, signs that guided my steps." Akib, amazed, asked, "If you were once a sinner, then what was the meaning of today's miracle at the Kaaba? Perhaps that heavenly figure appeared for you." The elder sighed and revealed, I have long been puzzled by one question: who guided me? I repeatedly asked God, and each time I dreamt that I stood before the Kaaba with a handsome person approaching me, named so-and-so. Muhammad Akib, it was because of you that I was guided, and I wanted to thank you. Stunned, Akib remembered his prayer in which he always asked, "O Lord, guide all Muslims along with me, so they may find the right path." It was this prayer that illuminated the elder's heart. Akib trembled, shedding tears while the elder thanked him. And friends, this is why we should pray for all Muslims, as you never know whose life your prayer may change. O Allah, Lord of the heavens and the earth, the creator of all things, the most merciful, the most compassionate, the giver of peace, the protector, I turn to you alone for all my needs. O Allah, grant me health and well-being in my body, mind and soul. Cure me of all ailments, visible and hidden, and grant me strength and protection against all illnesses. O Allah, bless me with beneficial knowledge, ample sustenance and righteous deeds. Guide me towards that which is pleasing to you, and keep me steadfast on the straight path. Surround me with people who bring me closer to you, and protect me from the whispers of shaitan and all harmful influences. O Allah, grant me success in my personal and professional life, make my affairs easy for me, and relieve me of any hardships. Provide for me in ways that I cannot imagine, and grant me financial stability, success and halal sustenance. O Allah, forgive my past, present and future sins, those that I remember and those that I do not. Guide me to always be in your remembrance, to have patience in times of trial and gratitude in times of ease. Make my character a reflection of your Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, with kindness, compassion and humility. O Allah, bless my family and loved ones. Grant them health, happiness and strength in faith. Keep them protected from harm, and bless them with long lives filled with your worship. Make us a source of comfort and support for one another, and unite us in Jannah. O Allah, grant me ease and comfort in the matters of my deen, dunya and akhirah. Strengthen my faith and grant me contentment with your decree. Make my heart soft and humble, and free from envy, hatred and arrogance. O Allah, protect me from anxiety and grief, from weakness and laziness, and from the burden of debts and the overpowering of others. Replace my fears with confidence, my sadness with joy, my worries with peace, and my weaknesses with strength. O Allah, guide me to all that is good, save me from all that is evil, and make me grateful for your countless blessings. Accept my dua, and let me die as a true believer in a state of faith, and grant me and my loved ones a place in Jannatul Firdaus. Ameen.